End of game scenarios can be challenging. The game is compressed. We want to be fantastic. Let's look at some end of game scenarios and so that we can get better as basketball officials. Let's look at 5 plays and let's start right now. Greetings and welcome back to 5 Play Friday. Let's get started with our very first play. It's a you make the call play. Do we get the ruling correct here? Let us know. Play number 1.
Another free throw could possibly seal this game, making it a 2-possession game. Second free throw, he knocks it down. That's why free throws are so clutch, ladies and gentlemen. Making it a 2-possession game here. They gotta hit a 3, and they need a stop. Deep, deep 3 from Spears, he knocks it down. A huge shot from Jack Spears, knocking down a deep, deep 3. So clutch.
All right, the ruling here is delay of game warning on white. Correct ruling? Incorrect ruling? You make your ruling. Put it down in the comments below. We're going to review the play later. We're going to review it after play number 3. And let's now move along to play number 2.
I've been saying this the whole time. It's going to be a good game from the start, and it has proven to be one. A nail biter. 70-69, 7 seconds left. Batavia has the ball. Ambrose inbounds. A little confusion there. Nazos made the pass in. Or Ambrose made the pass in, and Nazos fell.
Holy cow, what the heck just happened in our game? Wow, this is an incredible play. One that it's great to look at and look at all of the things, what we have here, right? We have an end line throw in. Players allowed to move. The official clearly indicates that, right? Players allowed to move. They have a play designed to throw back to a teammate who's going out of bounds. The teammate trips somehow and falls out of bounds. The pass then between teammates contacts the official, bounces on the floor, player gets up, ultimately passes the ball in. Have we done things correctly on this play? Have you ever seen a play like this before? Right? It's crazy, crazy. So let's look at all of the things here, right? The player is allowed to move. The official does a fantastic job of indicating the ability to move along the end line. Everybody knows. They step to the side. Let's do that. The play is designed. Do we have illegal contact on the player who goes to the floor? Right? The ball contacts the official. They try to avoid it. They can't. Right? It contacts them. Has a violation occurred? Has anything occurred on this play? Right? This is legal by rule. Is the player within the 2 sidelines? It's close. Ultimately, we have a foul here. Take foul situation. Would that initial contact rise to the level of a foul? Fantastic. So we're looking at all of the things. on this play, right? What ultimately happens is we've put a timer here on the screen. Hold on just a second. Oh, hold on. We've put a timer that'll go right here that shows the actual count, what it should have been, right? But we stop our count, right? That's something that we have to recognize is we've stopped our count in this situation. How can we avoid stopping our count rather? How can we make it a habitual action? What kind of count would we want to have in this situation? Super precise, right? Very big and precise, right? That's the vibe we'd want from our count in this situation. Nothing subtle, right? Everybody knows, and be very precise with that count. But when something unusual happens and we're in a counting situation, like in a backcourt situation and the ball is deflected and the ball gets loose, we have to maintain that count if we are working in a state where we use the visible count. Let's do this. So ultimately on this play, we are correct in not putting a whistle into the game. Nothing illegal has occurred, and we have a human being who has a visible count, and their count becomes erroneous. There's no opportunity to correct when that occurs. It's simply relying on their count in this situation. They terminated their count and then resumed it. That was incorrect. We should have had a 5-second throw-in violation on this play. We did not. Obviously, it's a crazy play. I would say also that in a take foul situation, this initial two hands on the ball handler should be ruled a foul, right? So, they are looking to foul, right? We have two hands. That gives us license to put a whistle on the play. And did we have a foul on blue 34 in this instance, right? That's what we have to look at as well, sorry, right? We have a player who is tripped and falls out of bounds. Is this illegal contact? Who is officiating that play, right? Our trail official is officiating the throw-in action, and this sort of occurs at their feet. Should our center come across and get that? Is it illegal contact, or did he just trip, right? A defender's never allowed to extend a leg. That tripping foul should have been ruled, in my judgment. So we missed a few things on this play, but one thing about it is it's a great play for review. It's great to, right? So at the end of the game, and in throw-in situations especially, unusual things can happen, and what we want to do is prepare ourselves for these moments, for the unforeseen, right? So that we have habits and fundamentals such as that count that will not end, right? I habitually do this in all situations during the game so that when the pressure's on and something unusual happens, my habitual actions continue, right? So we can always think about how we can fashion ourselves so that in high stress moments when unusual things occur, we can be at our best for the game, because that's what crazy play. Sometimes we see crazy plays on here and we get better so that when they occur in our game, right? So thanks for joining us today on 5 Play Friday. My name is Greg Austin with A Better Official. We craft video to help basketball officials get better, and 5 Play Friday is one of the key ways that we do that. Hey, we're super fortunate to have a tremendous group of show supporters. Who is up on the big board this week? Brett Temple is up, David Yannickian, Jonathan Harris, Herb Hahn, and Roger George. Much appreciated and much love. You want to support the show? I'll tell you what. This one time I'm going to put a link down in the show notes below, and I'm going to put one up above. Let's move on now to our next play.
They have Ambrose guarding Janiak. They need a three-pointer here if he makes it. He does. He knocks it down. A three-pointer can tie it. They need to get the ball down the floor fast. They get it into Spears. In the middle, three-pointer. He gets fouled and one! And one! Bonga knocks it down. That might have been the shot of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen, with 0.5 seconds left.
All right. This game just keeps getting better and better, right? Oh, a huge, huge basket. Our score is, it's a 3-point lead when the ball comes into play. We've got a foul ruled by both the center and the trail. Do we have a coverage issue here on this play? But key takeaway for me here is clocks, right? When should the clock have properly stopped? Which officials are responsible for that? In an end-of-game situation, there's a big difference between 1.5 seconds and 0.5 seconds, right? Tenths of a second matter. Everybody should have an opinion. The fact that we had two officials officiating the same play here, right? This is the ball game, right? Maybe our lead would have information about the clock. When should the clock have stopped on this play, right? First of all, let's understand that. When should the clock start when a foul occurs in this, a stop rather, when the foul occurs in this situation? Let's take a look, right? It should occur on the official's whistle here. Foul occurs there. Whistles appear to be blown at 1.5. There's no adjustment of the clock. Ball goes in. Player's going to attempt a free throw to win the game, right? Super exciting. Great scenario. Who has responsibility for a last-second shot on this play, right? Our center is back in the backcourt dealing with, a press situation, and then the play is right in their lap and then goes away from them. They hurry to get back, are in good position. Our trail is coming in, scoring the goal as well, right? Have we pre-gamed this, how we're going to handle last-second shot situation? But in the end, there's no adjustment to the clock after this, and I believe there should have been. We need to have awareness about clocks in end of games. Chris with a great point. Be that official that is a great clock official when not being involved in the play. You add much great value to your crew, and they will appreciate it, right? And so as a young official, right, Chris's counsel here is to start developing that skill, that awareness. And one of the ways we can do that is we watch game video from other situations, right? And then we start realizing, do I have habits and fundamentals on the court? Do I have the habitual checking of the clock on every whistle that my partner has? Did the clock stop properly? Did the clock start properly? Am I doing those things prior to the throw-in? Am I seeing where my partners are? Are they ready? Right, table, etc. Am I looking at all the things at the right times? These are super habitual actions. And unless we work at developing these habits, we are not going to execute on those habits in key moments, right? So we develop the habit of checking throughout this JV game that's a 25-point game. I'm working on my clock awareness, right? Every single time my partner has a whistle and the clock stops, I glance at the clock. Can I do that for a JV game, right? Yeah, and I can start developing that habit, right? And then when we get into situations late, especially, my partner has a whistle, did the clock stop properly, right? Maybe it runs from 28.5 down to 27.8. And in this blowout JV game, we're not going to take time to fix it, but I'm aware, right? Or maybe we want to go through the process. Hey, the correct time should be this, put it on the clock, etc. Something that we can do, a habit that is so valuable in end of game situations, right? We see this crew, they're in this game, they make some mistakes, etc. Right? We can point fingers, or we could say, is that me? Would I get that right? right? And the way that we can ensure that is that we build in habits and fundamentals throughout the game so that in key moments, we are that official who has the number and can get the clock adjusted correctly. All right, at the start of the show, we had a You Make the Call play. Play number one. Let's review play number one.
Another free throw could possibly seal this game, making it a two-possession game. Second free throw, he knocks it down. That's why free throws are so clutch, ladies and gentlemen. Making it a two-possession game here. They gotta hit a three, and they need a stop. Deep, deep three from Spears. He knocks it down. A huge shot from Jack Spears, knocking down a deep, deep three. So clutch.
All right. Ball goes in the basket. White has the ball at their disposal. White avoids the ball in an attempt to allow the clock to run. The official recognizes this action, puts a whistle on the play, and assesses a delay of game warning on the throwing team. Is that the correct ruling in this situation? No. No, it is not, right? Our instruction here is to, when the ball is in our judgment at the disposal of the throwing team, we are to begin a count whether or not the team has the ball, is holding the ball or not, right? That would be the correct adjudication of this play. Simply begin the throw-in count. The team would have 5 seconds to release a throw-in onto the court, and if they failed to do that, it would be a throw-in violation. So in this instance, we have erroneously stopped the clock and we have erroneously assessed a delay of game violation, right? We've done that. We were under pressure. It was an end of game scenario, and we have done that. You are on this crew. Are we going to allow this to be a delay of game violation? Do we know the correct ruling in this situation? Is this one of the areas for delay, right? The official is going to make a judgment about when the ball is available to the team for the throw-in, and when it does, at that point, the ball will become live. In this instance where White avoids the ball, right, let's take a look at it, right? The ball is caught by one player. He knows he's not the thrower and releases it in the direction of a player who is to be the thrower. The player who is to be the thrower sees the ball and says, wait a minute, if I don't pick it up, then the clock will continue to run, and that's to their advantage. Perfect, great. But the ball was available to the team. The officials should begin their count, and they would have 5 seconds. So our partner has put a delay of game violation erroneously into the game. Do we have any opportunity to correct that, or is that in stone now, right? We have the ability as a crew, and we should go to our partner and say, partner, I think we've made a mistake here. This is not a delay of game violation by rule, and we should correct it, right? It's an inadvertent whistle. The ball will be available to White for a throw-in, but we should take that out of the game. Or we could just say, well, look, there's 5 seconds left in the game. What can happen? What can possibly happen, right? So we've made a mistake in this scenario. The correct ruling should have been to simply begin a 5-second count. At the end of the game, when the time is compressed, right, there's a lot of pressure on us, right? The official steps out of bounds. They begin their count. Something unusual happens. The coach is right in his ear saying, you got it, that has to be something, right? We react to it and put a whistle on the play. What we want to do is know how to handle these situations so that we don't erroneously react in these situations. And it's tough. It's tough. It's not like, oh, this is really easy. We can fix this really easily. When the game is compressed, it puts a lot of pressure on us to be at our best, right? And that's why we analyze game video, look at rules, right? Constantly refining, sharpening the saw so that in these key moments of games, we can get things right. So a great play scenario for us to look at and know better for next time without it having happened to us. All right, this game is full of action and adventure. Let's see what the next chapter holds.
Over. They've gone back and forth. Falcons ball. Looking to take some time off the clock now with under a minute to go in double overtime. Janiak to inbound. Bonga sets a screen. They give him a technical. Ambrose was across the line. So they will have Spears shoot free throws, and they will get the ball right back as well. Good call by the ref there, watching how he reached across the line.
That'll be.
Okay, we have a situation where our defender is ruled to be violating the boundary plane. This is a delay of game warning situation, but previously our team had erroneously been assessed a delay of game warning. Thus, we now have a team technical foul. Important to recognize it's a team technical foul. And our situation has compounded itself now in double overtime. Right? So previously on 5 Play Friday, we've had situations where we have throw-ins near the team bench. Of course, this is a situation, end of game. We want to be really sharp with the way we handle this, right? Originally, our official comes in and their body, by stepping between the players, gets the defensive player to back up in this situation. We have quite a bit of room for our thrower in this situation, but we want to be super prepared to make sure that they have enough room, make sure that our defensive player is going to respect the boundary lane. Handling these situations and end of game situations effectively can really enhance our game and prevent preventative officiating situations like this. I don't know that our thrower has 3 feet available to them in this situation. It's hard to tell from this angle, right? So our official, recognizing that a plane violation has occurred in this situation, assesses a team technical, and then we have a little interaction with the coach. If we take a look at that, I don't know that that enhances our game situation here. So in the end, though, our erroneous ruling of an initial delay of game warning now leads to a double overtime assessment of a team technical foul, right? That's why it would be important, first of all, to understand that we've done it incorrectly in the first place, but if we were on that crew as well, getting that situation fixed so that we don't have this situation here. Also, when we have throw-in situations, especially late in the game, let's be really intentional about how we handle the thrower understanding their throw-in spot. Remember last week we had a play where a collegiate player violated a throw-in spot, right? Make sure everybody understands their restrictions in this situation so that we can do these things successfully. And again, how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by handling the situation in that JV game that's 27-point blowout, right? And we're paying attention to details and building habits and fundamentals about how to handle this situation on the play. So this game just keeps on giving tremendous play after tremendous play. Does this game have any more to offer? Let's find out.
Shot. A deep, deep three from Nazos. No good. Janiak brings down the board, and he'll shoot. Agreed, in and out. He had a lot of separation. Not a bad look for Nazos. Just had nobody there to bring down the board.
Batavia has to hope for at least one miss here.
Janiak drains the first. 3-point game, 3 seconds to go. Timeout, Wheaton. Now Janiak to shoot. He has one more free throw. He knocks it down. Now a 4-point game, 2-possession game. They need a quick 3. 2 seconds, 1 second. Half court, desperation shot. No good. Wheaton North takes the win.
All right, game over. I don't understand what's going on in this free throw situation. We have a foul. We're going to shoot bonus free throws. We attempt the first free throw with no players in marked lane spaces. And then a timeout is requested and granted, and we come back and there's players in marked lane spaces. I don't understand what has occurred here. It's the game that just keeps giving. What the heck? I don't understand how that could possibly happen. But that's just me, right? So unless I'm missing something on this play, obviously those lane spaces should have been filled. The timeout is granted. Can we then assess a free throw violation at that point once our crew gets together and recognizes? No. Once the free throw ends, we would not have that opportunity. But yeah. This game just keeps giving, right? So a lot of things from this game that we've really taken advantage of today, learning points of understanding, things that we can get better at, but always recognizing that in end of game situations, the game time is compressed. Everybody is more frantic, right? Teams that are losing will do desperate things, etc. We need to be at our best. The way we can be at our best is by preparing with habits and fundamentals throughout our game so that in end of game situations, we shine. Oh. Well, there it is. We had it in our last 5-play Friday. The ball thrown from beyond the 3-point line. Defensive player deflects the ball up and into the basket. The officials rule 2 points shall be awarded. Were the officials correct? Yes or no? Of course, we know from last week, no, they were not. This is a 3-point goal by rule. This was not a try, but it is a ball that is thrown, passed, or shot from beyond the 3-point arc that is contacted by a defender, and that ball ultimately passes through the basket. Officials at the National Federation of High School level are to rule that a 3-point goal by rule. So thank you, Tony Dahl, for submitting this clip, which is a great example of the play occurring in a high school game. Seeing it here will help us be better prepared when it occurs in our game, because everybody's a bit stunned when it happens. But by rule, the high school level, this is a 3-point goal by rule. Wow, we've had a great show today. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining us. Before you go, If you could do all the things, hitting the like and the subscribe and the notify, it would be much appreciated. And as always, we'd love to thank our tremendous show supporters: Brett Temple, David Yanikian, Jonathan Harris, Herb Hahn, and Roger George. Much appreciated. Much love. You want to support the show? There'll be a link. I'm going to put it down in the show notes below, and I'm also going to make sure that there's a link up above. Awesome. We've got additional video content. It's available here. Here's last week's 5-Play Friday. Here's the week before 5-Play Friday. Make sure you're caught up on all things 5-Play Friday. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.